I'm really starting blind on this. I had ordered 3 different napkins that were like this. This is one. Here are the other 2. And I knew they were luncheon size. They didn't have them in cocktail size. But I didn't really know they were going to be this big, even though I knew they were luncheon. Okay, well, this one I like the best. So, this is the one I'm going to concentrate on. I think I can do more with it, perhaps. But my egg has to be a large egg. So when I was at Hobby Lobby and I bought all those 5-inch foam eggs, I started looking to see if they had bigger eggs. And this one was the only one I found. It's ceramic. And it's a bit heavy. Certainly heavier than a foam egg. So I was thinking, okay, well, does it just sit there? Does it need a base? I started looking at different things I had here for a base other than the candle things. Ooch. Oh. I have this that I got at Goodwill, which I think is cool. Sterling silver. What do you think that is? Some kind of pitcher. Maybe it used to have a lid. I don't know. And that looked cute. Kind of big, over the top, and doesn't really go with her. This looks way regal. It would have to have something else. And I thought about, okay, if I use the sterling silver thing, I'm going through my process here with you guys. I have this mold that I just got. Whoa. It's a gorgeous mold. It's a swan. Swan Dreams. I don't know, maybe I can zoom in on that. It's really gorgeous. And then I thought, okay, what if I put the swan on there and then I just did the whole rest of the egg in this, the black foil I have. I mean, it really goes. I like the tarnished sterling silver look. What do you guys think? Is that an option? I don't know. Right now, the little sweet girl is appealing to me more than something so fancy schmancy. So, like I said, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but I've decided I think I want to use it. So the only thing I'm going to do is go ahead and decoupage this on here and then see where I go with it. Now, like I said, this is ceramic. So what do you do about that? Well, you could prime it. It's already white, so it makes more sense to me right now anyway, for at least the decoupage, is just to clean this and use a decoupage medium that will work on glass. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, whether I end up having to prime the rest of it for whatever I wanna do, I don't know. We'll see, we'll face that problem when we get there. As far as the base, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I found these cute little things, ceramic. Okay, but if you turn it over the wrong way, look how cute that is. So that's going to be my base. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet either. So step number 1 is to tackle the decoupage, and that's not going to be just a real super easy thing because it's huge. And I think I'm going to end up, you know, when you have something this big, putting it on a round surface, you have to seam it, so to speak. And I always tear my napkin But then you have some overlaps where you're going to have, where that seam is, it's going to be a little darker. And with this egg shape here, with folds, it's going to end up being a little screwball-y. Because see, like when you fold that, the egg no longer matches up. So, I'm not sure. I may have to camouflage that with paints around the outside later. But I'm just going to go for it because I'm tired of trying to figure out what it is I think I want to do. Is this just a 2-ply? That would be unusual. Usually they're 3-ply. Oh, they are. There's the other one. Okay. Ooh, I just thought of an idea, something I could do since I have 4 of these. Yeah. Okay, so step 1, dip my brush in water and let's get something here. This is going to be a way bigger outline than I'll be using. Okay, well, I have torn the napkin in several spots, avoiding her face, and right now I'm avoiding her legs because if there's a splice there, it's going to look odd. I'd almost rather have a wrinkle than it looks like her leg got cut in two. I have torn into the egg a little bit. I think I can fix that distortion if it occurs. Now, you've probably noticed before when I decoupage, kind of depends on how you tear. I'm left-handed, so I always put, like on this side, the top piece is going to overlap the bottom piece. We're just going to go for it. Now, since I'm using a napkin, they're so thin, and this is so super smooth, I'm going to use a sponge brush applicator. And I also don't want to put just a ton on because it is a very thin napkin. And the more of the medium you use, the more it's going to wrinkle. Here's an example. I'm going to try to tear away a triangular piece of this egg because it was overlapping so much that it was really going to make a dark overlap line. Let it dry. You may be asking yourself, what in the world is she doing? Well, I'm trying to create a little bit of a three-dimensional aspect to the decoupage. And since I have two of the same images, I don't have four because the other two are reversed, but I have two. I've used clay to kind of raise the relief there of the egg, going from a little thinner at the top to a little bit thicker at the bottom. And then on her skirt, you may have noticed that I did a few folds. The clay still has to lay flat, but I wanted some of those folds like are in her skirt. Same thing with the shirt. And then I did her little sailor collar and her shoes. Now for the rest of it, her face, hands, legs, socks, I'm using Pentart's contour liner to just add some thickness because it's too flat in comparison to the clay that I've added. Now you might ask yourself, can you do this if you only have one piece of decoupage work, whether it's a napkin or rice paper? And the answer is yes. I'm going to show you here what I did on the mixed media wall plaque. So on this wall plaque, I only had one piece of rice paper. I didn't have a duplicate. So I laid a piece of tissue paper on the top of it and sketched it. Then I just decoupaged on the tissue paper like I would normally decoupage anything. Then when that was dry, I was able to add the clay and form it and shape it. Let the clay dry, and then I was ready to decoupage the rice paper over the top of it, which gave it, the bird, some of the branches, the leaves, a three-dimensional appearance. I shouldn't have a lumpy bumpy face or legs using this contour liner because as it dries it kind of levels out. Okay, well, I should have paid attention more before I started decoupaging the second and last layer I had of the napkin onto this, because I'm not happy with her face, hands, hair, these little dots over here, and her legs aren't quite as bad, but they still, it's not right. Because the thickness that I put on for the egg and for her outfit, it's too thick compared to the rest of this that I use the contour liner. The contour liner smoothed out, but it's just too recessed. So I've ordered another napkin. I've got to wait for that to come in to fix this. What I will do to fix it is add some clay and then go back over that with the additional napkin, decoupage that on. Then I can coat it, sand it, paint in so that it looks more cohesive, add paint where there's some of the clay showing. That's what I need to do. I'm stalled until my napkin comes in on finishing this part of it. So I'm just gonna leave this and I'm gonna go on to deciding what I want to do next. Now I've got to surround this image with some molds. To me, that's kind of the fun part of deciding what looks appropriate with the decoupage picture. She's not a frilly girl. She has on a sailor outfit. It's very tailored. So the molds I'm going to use, I'm going to pick something that is more traditional and not so foo-foo-y and curly. At this point, I decided I do want to do something on the top portion of the egg, so I'm cleaning it again with alcohol because I had handprints all over it, and now I need to prime it. Well, there are lots of primers you could use out there. Dixie Belle makes Slick Stick. I think Paint Couture makes one for slick surfaces like ceramic and glass. But I don't want to go out and buy those. And I happen to have some paint that is for glass. So that's what I'm using. I'm not worried about brush strokes. I'm just getting it on there because I'm going to be using some kind of texture. Not sure which yet, but that's all I'm doing is putting it on there, and I'm going to let it dry for several hours. I've also decided to glue on some additional molds above the little swag that I did in the back prior to adding the texture, because I'm going to be adding a little bit of the texture to all of the clay castings. Before adding any kind of texture, I am applying Dixie Belle's Satin Clear Coat just around the perimeter of the decoupage paper, and the purpose of that is to make it easy for cleanup, both if I get texture on the paper, but also when I start the color washes on the castings.